The Charizard EX League Battle Deck is out right now. I honestly think that this is the single best pre-constructed deck that Pokemon have ever put out. It's incredibly powerful out of the box, and we're going to take it to the next level with not one, but two different ways to upgrade the League Battle Deck. I normally don't jam two different lists and show two different examples of matches, but we'll get to why there are two here, but wanted to give you even more options for how you can trick out your brand new League Battle Deck. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about the Charizard EX League Battle Deck with the upgrades. Now, the way this is going to break out is there's two different versions of the list. The first one is what we're going to focus on here, and then you can jump to the timestamp down here. I'm going to bolt on an extra little bit about the Dusknoir variant that we are going to show. So the version we're going to talk about first has no Dusknoir stuff, and it keeps the same A-spec that comes in the box. And then the second one with the Dusknoir is the Sebastian Lashmet build that got 4th at Kentucky Regionals. I think both are very strong, and it really depends on where you are in your Charizard experience. If you're new to the game, if you're trying to save up, maybe you stick with this first list, which is a little more budget, but it's still very strong and powerful, and personally my preferred way to play it. But if you want to go all to the nines with all of the tricks that you're seeing current players play with all the Dusknoir stuff, jump to the timestamp that's going to be pasted down here. All right, we're going to start things off with Charizard EX, Dark type Pokemon, 330 HP, very tough to KO, and it's got the Infernal Rain ability where you can accelerate 3 fire energy from your deck to your Pokemon in any way you like. That's more than enough energy to power up Burning Darkness, where for 2 fire energy does 180 damage, and you do 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So if they take more prizes, this goes up by 30, and if they've taken 5 prizes, you are swinging for 330 damage, enough to one-hit KO pretty much anything in the game. So incredibly powerful attack, and it's paired with Pidgeot EX. It's BFF since the beginning, and it's got the quick search ability, which lets you search your deck for a card of your choice and put it into your hand, increasing the deck's overall consistency. So our counts here, we've got 4 copies of Charmander. We've got 1 copy of Charmeleon. We don't need the 3 that come in the League Battle Deck, so take a couple of those out. Just leave 1. This is a really nice way of setting up your second Charizard in the back while also protecting yourself from snipe attacks like Dragapulse, Phantom Dive, as well as Sableye Lost Mine. Flare Bale protects itself from that. It's not going to protect damage though, so Greninja's Moonlight Shuriken is still going to hit Charmeleon. It's only going to protect against damage counters, not damage. So we've got 4-1-3 line. We've got the 60 HP Pidgey. This is the one from Obsidian Flames. The other one, the 50 HP one, which I think comes in the League Battle Deck at the very least. Let me pull up the Pidgey here that we're talking about. This is the one that comes in the League Battle Deck. This is from 151. It's a better attack, but this 50 HP is a big detriment to the deck. The problem is that a lot of people are playing the Dusknoir line, and if you get hit with a Dusclops, which is 5 damage counters, it just blows that Pidgey out of the water, and then you're screwed. So having that 1 extra damage is going to go a long way to protecting yourself. So maybe the first thing I would do upgrading the League Battle Deck is switch out the Pidgeys for the ones from Obsidian Flames. We've got a 2-2 line here. We took out the Pidgeotos, no need for those here. And then we've got a bunch of new cards to the deck. Fezandipiti EX helps us draw cards after one of our Pokemon was knocked out on the previous turn. Helps us draw 3, so really nice add to the deck. We've got 1 copy of Rotom V, helps us draw 3 cards at the beginning of the game. Generally speaking, at the beginning of the game, where you'll draw 3, your turn ends. There will be times where this can help you in the mid to late game, and there's one match that shows an example of that here. We have 1 Lumineon V, where when you bench this from your hand to the bench, you get to grab a supporter card of your choice and put it into your hand. Keep in mind with Nest Balls, if you play Nest Ball Lumineon, that's not going to give you the ability, so you have to make sure you play it from your hand in order to get that. We've got 1 copy of Manaphy to protect the bench, 1 copy of Radiant Charizard. These are all new, by the way. Radiant Charizard with that Excited Heart ability, where its attack cost comes down by 1 colorless for each prize your opponent's taken. So if they've taken 4 prizes, the 1 fire energy is all it's going to take to hit for 250 damage, which is an incredible attack on a single prize attacker. And last but not least, and unfortunately this card is not in the matches I played. I put this in at the last minute when I rejiggered some stuff here. So Cleffa, really nice draw option. Generally turn 1 going second, where you can draw until you have 7 cards in your hand. It's an attack you can use for free. Now, there will be times you want Rotom instead of Cleffa. Sometimes you have Cleffa, sometimes you don't. I do like Cleffa in the sense that you can get Cleffa with Buddy Poffin, and also if you have less than 7 cards, especially if you've got like 3 cards, this is going to get you more cards than Rotom. But if you have a lot of cards in hand, if you have like 4 and up, Rotom is going to be better for you, but it does drop 2 prizes if your opponent's able to gust it up. So having either option is going to be really nice for you here. For trainer cards, we've got 3 copies of Iono. We both shuffle our hands, put it to the bottom of their deck, and then draw equal to the number of prize cards we have remaining. 2 copies of Boss's Orders, where we get to gust an opposing bench Pokemon into the active. I think the League Battle deck has 4 of these, so we took 1 out. We do have room for Thorton, which lets us choose a basic Pokemon in our discard pile and put it back into play while carrying on all of the effects of like the damage counters, energy, and so on. This can help us surprise our opponent and put, say, a Charmander back in to bring out a Charizard when our opponent wasn't expecting it, or bring out a Radiant Charizard towards the end of the game for the second time when they were not expecting a Radzard return. We've got 1 copy of Professor Turo Scenario. This is new that you'll need to add to the League Battle deck. Lets you put 1 of your Pokemon into your hand, and you can either use this to get sort of your 2 prize support Pokemon that you don't need anymore, like your Rotom or your Lumineon, scoop them out of play. You could potentially combo this where you can scoop Lumineon off the board, and then on a following turn, play Lumineon to get another supporter you can use later, or you can even use it to quote-unquote heal a Charizard and then negate that damage and then bring up, say, a Charmeleon and then just evolve back up. That play I find a little less realistic, but it does happen from time to time, and especially in control matchups where they're trying to trap your Charizard or something, Turo's fantastic. Not trap the Charizard, trap like one of your support Pokemon. This can be great. 1 copy of Briar. When your opponent has exactly 2 prizes, when your active Terra Pokemon takes a KO, you take an extra prize. And there will be scenarios you're taking 2 prizes, taking 3 prizes when you otherwise wouldn't. This can be an incredibly powerful card, but it is also incredibly situational, which is why we're only running 1 here. We've got 4 copies of Buddy Poffin, lets you bench 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. We've got 4 copies of Ultra Ball in order to get our basic Pokemon down. 4 rare candies helps us evolve from our basics to our stage 2s, so you can jump from Charmander straight to Charizard without needing the Charmeleon. We've got 3 copies of Nest Ball to get our basics down. One of the weird omissions in the League Battle deck is it doesn't come with any Nest Balls, so we've got 3 Nest Ball here to get our in particular our big basics down, like our Rotom, Fezandipiti, and our Radiant Charizard, among others. We've got Counter Catcher. 1 copy of Counter Catcher lets you gust a opposing bench Pokemon into the active if you're behind on prizes. Oftentimes this deck is behind on prizes, so having that Counter Catcher is nice. Though we also have Prime Catcher in here, where this is the ace spec that comes in the League Battle deck. I specifically designed this list to keep the Prime Catcher in there because it's an amazing ace spec. And maybe it's not the most popular ace spec in Charizard. There's a lot of good options you can run for ace specs. Hero's Cape, Unfair Stamp, Maximum Belt, Precious Trolley. There's a lot of options you could put here. I think Prime Catcher is still amazing, and you've already got it. So why go through the trouble of getting another ace spec? And even though the other ace specs are all cheaper than Prime Catcher, but Prime Catcher is really good and really cool. If you want to see Unfair Stamp in action, yeah, jump ahead to the later part of this video. We've got 4 Seal Stone. This is a card you'll have to add if you're playing this pre-rotation, where you put this onto your Pokemon V, whether it is your Rotom or your Lumineon, and you can just grab a card of your choice from your deck and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. 1 copy of Defiance Band, where when you're behind on prizes, you do 30 more damage. This is incredibly important in certain matchups, like Raging Bolt, where your Raging Bolt takes out a Charmander, you bring in your Charizard, you're only doing 210 damage, and you can't one-shot that Raging Bolt, and they could probably one-shot you on the following turn. So if you can equip that Charizard with the Defiance Band, you're now swinging for 240. You can take that 1-hit KO, completely change the complexion of the game. So keep in mind your opponent's damage breaks and where Defiance Band can help you out. You've only got 1 of them in the deck, so make sure to make that swing count. 1 copy of Temple of Sinnoh to nullify the effects of special energy and just turn them into basic colorless energy. In particular, against stuff like Lugia, anything running legacy energy, you can just use Temple of Sinnoh to turn that prize reduction trade off. 1 copy of Collapsed Stadium reduces both benches to 4, lets you bump any sort of Pokemon like your Rotom and your Lumineon when you're done with them off the board so that your opponent can't easily gust them up and take them out. And then we've got 4 copies of Arven, lets you search your deck for an item and a tool, reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Last but not least, we took out 4 energy. We've only got 6 in the deck because you only need 6 in the deck. So, general game plan, you want to get down. You generally want to go second unless you're against a deck that really wants to go first. Decks like Regidrago and anything with a Dusknoir in it probably wants to go first, at which point you want to go first, and hopefully you can get set up before they do. And you'll want to get down at least 1 Charmander, 1 Pidgey, and depending on what your draw option is available, maybe the Cleffa, maybe the Rotom. And then on turn 2, ideally get Pidgeot set up first, at which point then you can set up Charizard and start swinging for big damage. As your opponent takes KOs, you can bring in the Fezandipiti to help you draw cards, and then Radiant Charizard can be a great single prize attacker towards the end of the game. And now one quick thing before we get to the matches, you may notice a lot of the cards here have the yellow borders. They are the F marking here. So before rotation's scheduled, I mean, it's probably going to be between March and April of 2025. And a lot of these cards are not going to be legal after that point. And that's going to be a sticking point for some people who don't want to buy like a Rotom, a Lumineon, Manaphy, Radiant Charizard, and some of the other trainers here that are going to go for Seal Stone are going to go away in a couple of months. I think that if you're playing this before March/April 2025 and you really want to play this competitively, whether it's on Pokemon TCG Live or you're playing in person, I highly recommend getting this suite of F block cards that are rotating soon, because playing without them is going to be much worse than playing with them at this point in time. Think of it as an investment towards your enjoyment and your wins in the next couple of months. And then when rotation hits and these cards go away, we will come back, look at these lists, and update you with the latest round of cards. So yeah, we're going to go into matches with this particular list. And then you can jump ahead if you want to see my takes on the Dusknoir variant. Let's get to these matches. Fire, what are we up against? Fire with Pokestops. Oh, this is this going to be some sort of gouging fire deck? Okay. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Charcadet. Ooh, Ceruledge. I have not seen this deck in action yet, but I am very excited to play this deck myself. This is this is probably my second most anticipated. It might be my most anticipated deck. We'll see how well Pikachu actually does as its own deck. But okay, that seems like an incredibly slow start for them. Only 1 fire energy in the discard pile. Let's go grab ourselves our pieces. So we want the Buddy Poffin and 4 Seal Stone. Almost certain they are not running much in the way of hand disruption. So I think we are in the clear here. We can go grab ourselves a Rotom to draw some more cards. And yeah, we should be good for the following turn, assuming they don't do any funny business. We should have Pidgeot set up. We should have a Zard set up. They get themselves a 3rd Charcadet. Uh-oh. Okay, they research. All right, Greninja. Let's go get more energy in the... Ooh, they do have a water package here, so they probably have a Palkia. And that's something that we will have to keep in mind as well, is that if they do have... They could spring a surprise snipe attack on us. I think this will be very telling if they go and grab a Palkia here. Nope, they're just gonna go another Ceruledge. Okay, then maybe we don't worry about the snipe attack until they put down a Palkia V. What I don't like right now is that we're gonna... Oh, okay. They'll probably go after the Rotom or the Pidgey. But they will take out this Charmander, and that's a little unfortunate. But 170 off the rip. Very nice. I would prefer to not give them any more cards. And so let's see if we can sequence this in a way where they don't get anything else from us. If we go... So we're not doing enough damage. We're not doing enough damage here. Okay, let's go grab... Just realized that that's not great for us. Let's go and grab ourselves a Pidgeot. Have I screwed this up? Have I screwed this up? Okay, I think we're fine. I think we're... If we go and get Rare Candy, Pidgeot, Rare Candy. Yeah. So we Star Alchemy. We get ourselves... And maybe we grab an Arven instead so that we don't give them any more cards. Yeah. Rare Candy. Pidgeot gets another Rare Candy. And we have our out to Zard, so we'll go grab another Rare Candy. And how much energy is... Okay. We can afford to get rid of these two. We should still have 4 more in the deck. Let's just go double check. Yep. Okay. We'll go grab Zard. We'll grab 2. I don't think we need any more than that right this second. And I don't want to give them anything else right now. I'm going to say, bet, you're stuck. And you're just swinging 170 this whole time. Because they might not even have fire energy to attach to the next rule edge. Oh, okay. If they do, that's cool. Okay, they get another Charcadet down. Interesting. Abyssal Flame. Yeah, this is where we don't want to give them anything else, right? We're going to go Charmeleon, and we're just going to up the old-fashioned way. And we're going to play it like that. And Defiance Band is going to help in the next KO. Because then we one-shot the next Cerule Edge. And we might even get Radzard set up here. I very much don't want to give them anything else. I don't want to play this Iono if I don't absolutely have to. Okay, they're going to swing for 230. Take 2 more prizes. Actually, now we want to play the Iono because they're going to end up with 5 cards. Yeah, we'll give them 3 cards off the next thing. So let's go and... We get double Super Rods. We might as well use them all now. And... yeah, we'll throw all our pieces back in. Zard, the energy. We could get a Fezandipiti down here, too. I don't think we need more than one other Zard here. And, yeah, let's go Fezandip. And let's actually... Do we do that first? I kind of want to do it first so that we have Fezandipiti or Iono. I want the Zard. I know I want the Zard. Let's go Fez first. We'll random draw first. We don't get the Zard. We get the Radzard, though. Radzard's nice. And let's go quick search for our Zard. Yes, we'll go 1, 2, 3. And we'll throw 1 on the Radzard. And we are doing 270 on the dot. So that's actually pretty goated here. We're going to end up with too many. If they take 2. Okay, let's go and Iono here. Okay, we've got our pieces for our final Zard here. So I think we've got game in hand at this point. Cerulege goes down. Even if they get another one set up and they swing for 270, as long as they don't hand disrupt us, and this deck isn't really about hand disruption, I don't think... I don't think they're one-shotting Zard right now. Even if they one-shot Zard, we have our outs, right? Right this second we do, anyway. And yeah, we could even go get that Night Stretcher or get Pidgeot for the Defiance Band, which we haven't used yet, which would then make this Radzard hit for 280, which is actually another cool combo we can do here. And just so, yeah, it's going to be, if they knock this out, that'll be 1 energy. Yeah, and then, yeah, Defiance Band, we're behind on prizes, we swing for 280. That should be game. Just to be certain. Yeah, this Cerulege deck is cool. I think it does have its limitations. I don't think it's a top tier archetype here. But, oh, they hit the 330. There it is. It might have come a little too late. But they got it. They got it. So we are behind on prizes. This Radzard with the Defiance Band should hit for 280, at which point that would be game. So let's go and flip the script. And we can go grab... We have the pieces anyway, so we can make an adjustment here if we really need to. I will grab the Defiance Band. I want Radzard to finish this fight. So let's go and retreat into the Radiant Charizard. We are swinging for 250 right this second. We put on the Defiance Band, and we will swing for 280 for game. GG. So very good matchup there. Our opponent made that a little closer than I thought. And why is my buttons not working? There we go. There we go. Nice matchup there. Definitely showing some of the strengths of Cerulege being able to eventually get to a point where they one-hit KO'd our Zard, which is actually kind of nuts. I was not confident that they were going to get to that point, but they did get to that point. And unfortunately for them, we had multiple resources set up in terms of potentially Zard getting the one-hit KO or Radzard getting the one-hit KO if we really needed to make it a single prize race. But regardless, we were able to take down this hot new deck. GG's. Raging Bolt. Yeah, this can be okay. This can be okay. If we can get set up, then this is fine. But we're going to need some stuff. I think we Lumineon for Arven. Arven gets us Buddy Poffin and Force Seal Stone. And then we get ourselves a What do we get? We get a Rotom with the second Ultra Ball, possibly. But yeah, I think we have to get rid of Boss and the Fire Energy here. And we have to assume this is going to be dead. Okay, they've put down a Fezandipiti preemptively. Not a great start for them. No Ogerpon's down. That is... Ooh. Okay, let's go get rid of Boss and the Fire Energy. We will go grab ourselves a Lumineon. Yes, and we'll go grab Arven. Arven gets us Buddy Poffin Force Seal Stone. They're probably not going to play Hand Disruption here. So let's go and grab a Charmander and a Pidgey. And I don't want to get rid of these two cards. I could. Like, Prime Catcher is so good. No, we're going to hold our hand. We're going to hold our hand here. And let's see where this goes from here. Because I could have gotten rid of Charmeleon and Prime Catcher to get a Rotom and get 3 cards, but then we lose the Ultra Ball. And right now the Ultra Ballers are out to either Pidgeot or Charizard. So let's see how they play it. I still kind of want them to take the first KO so that we can set up potentially a Defiance Band play. But they're going to need to do a lot right now. Let's see how they approach it. Ooh, they got rid of Sada even. Wow, they must be on hard times. Yeah, Prime Catcher also good. If they take the first KO, we're up to 210 and we can swing on the Ogerpon. Yeah, they're going to take the first KO here. So, this is good in the sense we can take out the Ogerpon. We might even want to... Yeah, they're going to have... Okay, let's go see what they hit. They hit nothing. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, we're probably not hitting... Like, we have to get Pidgeot... If we can get Pidgeot and Charizard set up in the same turn... Because, yeah, if we go in... Like, right now, I fear if we take out Ogerpon, we're gonna be still screwed in the sense that they can take out a Zard on the following turn. So, we have to... If we go... Get rid of... These two. If we get Pidgeot set up, right? If I go Zard and Prime Catcher the Ogerpon, then we're probably dead and screwed, right? That is the problem. Let's go and get a Pidgeot. And let's go... Oh, I can grab Charizard. Oh, we're still going to be screwed, right? If they get the follow-up KO, then we're just dead. And that I don't like. If we go retreat... Actually, yeah, if we retreat into the Zard... No, I have to go... How do we sequence this? If we Prime Catcher up the Ogerpon into the Charmander, we have no cards right now. This is a bit of a risk, right? And then we go Iono here. We need multiple pieces. Multiple pieces. So this is a gamble here. Fezandipiti could do it as well. Let's go Iono first, and then see if we could potentially get an out to Fez. Okay, yeah, there's our Zard. We could Fez... I think we Fez here. No, hold on. If we go... Oh, now we have the Defiance Band, so now we could swing on the Raging Bolt. But I think we're kind of in trouble regardless, so let's go get rid of Super Rod. We can get rid of the Pidgeot at this point. And the energy, we go get Zard. And we'll go power up. And we're going to have to throw the Charmander and the 2 energy back. And I think we have to Forest Seal Stone now for a... I get... you could Thorton. No, we're going to grab some Buddy Poffins here. I think that's the play. And get some Charmanders down, take this KO, and force them to have it. Which they still might. They very well still could. We'll get 2 more cards here. Okay, Arven's good. Arven's good. Arven gets us 1 piece. Pidgeot gets us another piece. We take another KO. So yeah, they're going to take the KO here. We can once again just gust around. Also, with 270, yeah, we have Defiance Band too, so we can just swing on this Raging Bolt straight up. Oh, what are they going to boss up? Probably the Pidgeot? Yeah. Okay. That limits our options some, for sure. Especially since we don't have... Let's see how much energy they take off the Ogerpon. Because we can still gust up the Ogerpon. And... yeah, I think we Arven for Nest Ball. Try and get a Fezandipiti and get some multiple pieces here. Okay. Because right now, there's no real threat in the Ogerpon one-hit KOing us at this point. We are swinging for 270. Let's go Arven for Fez. Yeah. And just get some extra pieces here. And see what we can do. Yeah, them getting 5 energy out is going to be hard. Okay. We have the Rare Candy. We need another piece. I think we just swing on them straight up. And say bet. Yeah, we swing for 300. We clobber them. Defiance Band. We're in a pretty good spot. We need 1 more piece to get a Charizard, and then we win. All our energy's in the deck. We just need to Rare Candy Zard. That's the combo. And it's going to be tough for them to get around this going forward. Because right now, like, Sada's Vitality... oh, they're going to get 2 Sadas back. Oh, 1 Sada back. Okay, they've still got 3 in the deck. Like, they have to get multiple Ogerpons, multiple Raging Bolts. Okay. Let's see what the play is. I'm guessing it's 1 grass. Oh, I probably could have looked to see what energy they got. Can we see in the log what, okay. No, we can't see what energy. Okay, 21. They attach for 28. They need another Ogerpon with grass in order to take a KO here, which they might have. They very well could have. And yeah, if they swing on the Lumineon, they're dead. If they swing on... Okay, let's see what energy they grab here. I'm actually, like, paying attention now. Yep, grass. Okay, if they have it, they have it. Yep, they Night Stretcher for another Ogerpon. There we go. That'll do it. And now, we need one more piece. That's it. One more piece. How many outs to Charizard do we have? We have 2 more Charizards in the deck. I don't know if we have any more Ultra Balls. I think we're going to have to go in raw. We've used our Forest Seal Stone, so that plays out of the question. We could Radzard here, too. Radzard could be an option. Oh, we used Prime Catcher already, didn't we? Yeah, no, Radzard's not going to be an option because we can't pivot that. Radzard would be amazing, though, if we had it down. Okay. So, let's go and flip the script and pray. We don't get it. We don't get it. And I don't know how we reconcile that at this juncture. Because now, oh, we can go, okay, if we go like this, right? And we can put the Rotom down at this point. And we Iono them all the way down to 1. And we just say, bet. You don't have it. And we instant charge and we pray. That is... Okay, there it is. If they can't attack us right now, we win. And I don't think they can. Not with this hand. Now, they could easily Ogerpon into... Oh, okay. They choose to draw 2 more. Let's see. Bravery Charm, sure. And if they've got nothing, they just pass, then we win. Okay. There it is. Let's go vacuum away the Bravery Charm there. We go Arven. We get ourselves a Rare Candy. We can even attach an energy from hand. And we go evolve up to Zard. And we don't have to use the ability here. We're just going to go and swing for 330 damage for the win. GG's. There we go. Raging Bolt, most popular deck in the format right now. Charizard still has what it takes to take them down. Kind of got dicey at the end there, and like honestly, I did think we were cooked. But it was smart. Like, I should know this because I have been playing a bunch of Raging Bolt of late, and what always kills Raging Bolt is that last second hand disruption. And we just happen to have Iono in hand. We had the Rotom already there, and being able to draw into another, 3 cards plus them being stuck with 1 just put them in a really bad spot where they needed a bunch of pieces. They didn't have it, and we were able to set up on that following turn and take the win. GG's. Thank you for watching this far, and now we are going to talk about Sebastian Lashmit's 4th place Charizard list from Kentucky Regionals. And the big difference, I think both lists are very strong. The big difference here is the inclusion of the Dusknoir line. This Curse Blast ability, whether using Dusclops or Dusknoir, lets you drop damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and if you've got the Dusclops, you can drop 5, and if you've got Dusknoir, you can drop 13. And you have to cough up a prize when these Pokemon get KO'd from that blast, but it can very much change the complexion of a match, whether you are softening up a bigger target or you're taking an extra KO while also giving Charizard extra damage, because as you knock out your Dusknoir or your Dusclops, Charizard is now doing 30 extra damage, which gives you some more options in the way that you tackle the fight. The reason I don't have this as the way that I recommend it is that squeezing in the Dusknoir line comes at a cost, where we have to cut out a Charmander in order to fit that. We're cutting out a Charizard EX. We are also adding a whole other stage 2 evolution line. So now you're playing a deck with 3 stage 2s, and I think that in particular for new players, that can be a lot to manage. And even just my personal playstyle, I personally don't like playing with the Dusknoir version if I don't have to. Not to say that I don't like Dusknoir in general. I love it in other decks such as Palkia and Terapagos and Charizard. I feel like there's a little too much going on, so I personally wouldn't. And I'm gonna also just show an example here real quick from Azul GG, one of the best players in the world, also amazing content creator, who put up their list for Charizard, and it doesn't have the Dusknoir stuff either. So whether you play Dusknoir a lot, most people are playing Dusknoir in the competitive space, but I'm going to leave it up to you, and I'll give you the option to do that. The general game plan of the deck is basically the same, but you do want to try and get down at least one Duskull early so that you have the option of going into the Dusclops or the Dusknoir a little later in the match and blowing up in order to either take that extra KO or adjust the math to get bit so that Charizard's doing more damage, or even to activate Briar, where if your opponent's got 3 prizes, you can blow up with Dusknoir, bring them down to 2, at which point you can play Briar and then take an extra prize when you KO. So some really nasty combos you can make work with this deck. And otherwise, very similar list. The other big difference I do like, other big difference, they have Mist Energy here, where you prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. This can protect your Pokemon against stuff like Phantom Dive and Lost Mine, those sort of damage counter dropping attacks. So that's a nice inclusion here. And then we also have Unfair Stamp instead of Prime Catcher, where if one of your Pokemon was knocked out on the previous turn, you can play Unfair Stamp. Both players shuffle their hands into their deck. You draw 5 cards, they draw 2 cards. And it's still a very good ace spec. It might not be as powerful as Prime Catcher, but it could be a better fit. I think where Unfair Stamp does kind of lose points a little bit is that in the current meta, when people are playing stuff like Fezandipiti EX, and if you take a KO, they can just draw another 3 cards afterwards. So it might not be I think Unfair Stamp is probably still one of the big ones. We are probably going to see Precious Trolley also get some burn here in the ace spec spot, regardless of what you pick, whether it's Precious Trolley, Unfair Stamp, Maximum Belt, Hero's Cape, Prime Catcher. Lots of different ace specs work in the Charizard deck, and it's really going to come down to your personal preferences on which one you prefer. All right, let's get to this Charizard Dusknoir match. Let's see what we can do here. Miraidon, they go first. That's an Iron Hands target if I've ever seen one. Now, Charizard does very well into Miraidon, generally speaking. Let's go and see. Okay, they're going to Force Seal Stone. They're going to burn that early. That's fine. Oof, that gold Miraidon. Okay. If they take 2 with the Dawn, I think then we come in with the Zard, we knock out the Iron Hands, and then they're probably going to try and boss KO the Pidgeot, at which point this could get kind of weird. Not entire. Ooh, Pidgey. Or a Pikachu. That's probably just the pivot, but that actually, the Duskull could be, Dusclops could soften it up, and then we blow up from there. So let's see what we can do. They had a slow start there. They did not generator or anything. So that makes me think we've got time to figure this out. Okay, let's go double Zard. And just in case they... Ooh, Briar could be good. Briar's really... I need to thin out our hand here. And I don't want to get... I think we get rid of Briar. And we go and get ourselves a Duskull here. And then we Cleffa up. And we Grasping Draw. And hopefully we get some pieces. Yes, very good. Very good. Now, if we get... Can we get Pidgeot plus Charizard here? If we can get Pidgeot and Charizard, and then we get the Defiance Band, and we're able to blow them up, that would be amazing. Okay, one on the generator. If they only they need to get 2 more, or a double turbo, for that matter. Is there a world in which... Okay. Odds are they are going to... I guess if we blow up, if they take 2... yeah, no, well, if they take 2, we should be in KO range for Iron Hands. Oh, okay. Unless they do that. Unless they do that. Brick, please. They're not going to brick. They're going to hit 2. Oh, they hit only 1. Now they need an energy and a switch. They have not used their V-Star power yet, so they could very well hit for 2. Yeah. Let's see what the play is here. Okay. We could just vacuum. With Arven, we can use vacuum and take the charm off. And then we're rolling, and they're going to have a really hard time. Okay, they switch card in. They take 2 prizes. After that, it's going to be weird for them. Because, yeah, going in with no energy, having burned 3 generators to get to this point is going to be really tough. They get a rescue board, probably for the Pikachu, is going to be their pivot for the next little bit. And they might even try and tank at some point. But yeah, take those free prizes where you can. Okay, we'll bring Zard in. And I think we Arven for vacuum plus something else. And we'll go... Please tell me we don't have vacuum. We don't have vacuum. Do we have Prime Catcher? Oh, we have Unfair Stamp in this deck. Okay, so... So we're doing 240, 56, 70, 80. If we blow up, that's not ideal. If we blow up and... Yeah, maybe we Unfair Stamp plus Defiance Band. Okay, not ideal. I did not wish for this particular outcome here. I think we have to go... we get rid of the Poffin. We get rid of this fire energy. If we get Pidgeot... Yeah, we're still short pieces. That's the problem. So, let's go get Zard up. Can't believe we prized it. Ugh. And we've gotten rid of a whole bunch of energy here. Or we're missing a whole bunch of energy. Okay. What can we do instead? We're swinging for 240. I think we can Unfair Stamp. And can we get the... Yeah, we don't get anything here. We get the Force Heal Stone back, but like that's not it. And we can cut the bench. Does that even matter? I mean, it gets them out of a tool. Okay, that's fine. We can blow up later, right? If we don't... Yeah, if they're 1 point away, we blow them up, and we take out something else. Let's see how they approach it. There's potentially a 4-prize swing here if we can make something happen. Now, if they just boss KO something else, then I will be very sad. Okay, they just arm press for 160. That's fine. That's fine. If anything, it might even be beneficial to boss KO here, because 160 is not going to be enough. They have no way to Yeah, I think we take out the Miraidon here. And say bet. You're still not knocking me out. Let's see, we might have to Night Stretcher that energy back. Oh, Iron Bundle. That's a very sneaky play. Very sneaky play. They are going to get 2 here. And how? How do we get out of this? Please bench a 2-prizer. And if we can get a Dusclops, then, like, we just win. But we need a Dusclops. Actually, no, we wouldn't just win. If we have to hit the Pikachu, then we're in trouble. Okay. Okay. Tricky. Tricky, tricky. They've burned through. Let's go and Fez here. There's a Rare Candy. Night Stretcher. Is there a Dusknoir in the... Oh, man. No. This is not at all what I was looking for. I think we have to Night Stretcher that energy back in. And just say, like, we're in trouble here. Uh-oh. Okay. If we go Dusknoir and we blow up Pikachu, then they bring on Pikachu and then it's just like a hit away. I think that's what we have to do, right? And say, bet, you don't have it like that. Let's go and see. We're going to gamble here. We're absolutely going to gamble. I'm going to go... Actually, you know, do we save the Rare Candy? I think we save the Rare Candy and we just blow up with the Dusclops. And we swing, or we drop it on the Pikachu and then we swing into the Iron Hands, at which point now we can one-hit KO the Pikachu. Let's see. Now we can one-hit KO everything on their board right now. Never got the Pikachu or the Pidgeot up. I hate that. Now, they're going to be able to draw a bunch of cards. They need 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60. The Raikou is even going to be short on damage here. I don't know if they can do it. Let's see. That Iron Hands was an absolute menace. But yeah, softening up the Pikachu does bail. Like, I'm guessing they're going to go for Mew EX here to try and draw some more cards. Feel like this match was harder than it should have been. Iron Hands was kind of crazy, and like the charm. If they just have a retreat, then they just knock us out, and then we lose. That's horrifying. Yeah, the Ursaluna being able to knock out the Desard here is potentially backbreaking. I don't necessarily see another way out for us, though. Okay, let's see it. If they bench it and then they don't retreat, or they don't even bench it, then they just scoop. Let's see. They need an out. If they don't have the out, they lose. They have the out, we lose. Oh. What? Why didn't they Why didn't they put the Ursaluna down? Do they have the switch? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Are they just messing with us? Are they messing with us here? If they have the switch out, like... What? They screwed this up! What are we doing? That was not the play. Why? They had it. They had it. What are we doing here? Oh, this is not the match that I wanted to show. Okay, this is probably going to be it, though. Yeah, Miraidon definitely put in the work. They should have won. What are we doing? But the Dusknoir, I know that was... We didn't even get Dusknoir. We got Dusclops. But there were a couple of routes that we could have gone there, but I think softening up the Pikachu prevented them from being able to just use that as a wall. At which point, they would have to find some sort of way to get through us. They had it. I don't know why they played it that way. You attach the energy, you bench the Ursaluna, and then you come in, right? If we had... No, they had two... They had to put 2 energy, right? I think that was it, right? Let me double check here. I think that was the problem, is that Ursaluna requires, when it is in that state, 1, 2, 3, 4. They did not have... Yeah, they needed... So you can see here, they needed a switch out and an energy, and they only had the energy, which is why they did what they did, and to stall for time. That's what happened. Okay. Very tightly played. We did blow up a little bit, and potentially that could have helped us out. I arguably could have even just sat on the Dusclops and waited to... Like, I could have just blown up, like, hit the Iron Hands, and then sat on the Dusclops so that we could blow it up later, just to give us some more options. But that did take away the ability for Pikachu to wall off a hit from Charizard, which forced them into a scenario that they had to press the issue and figure some things out, and they didn't have the pieces for it. So they stalled for time, and thankfully we had the out to get our Charizard back in and win the game. GG's. And there we go. That is an extra large look at upgrading the Charizard EX League Battle Deck. Do you like the Dusknoir stuff? Do you not like the Dusknoir stuff? I originally recorded this video with just without the Dusknoir stuff, but then it was eating me alive. Like, yeah, I know the whole community's playing it with the Dusknoir, and I don't like it with the Dusknoir, but then I'm gonna get questions on like, why didn't you do the thing? So I just decided I'm gonna go and put both in here, and I hope that I hope I didn't make it too confusing, and I hope that whichever list you use as your starting point, that it helps you along the way in your Pokemon TCG journey. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Charizard League Battle Deck, the upgrades that I have chosen. What upgrades would you make? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I got to get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. So until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.